Amanda. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hope you're having an awesome day. Thanks for taking a few minutes every day to hang out with me. Today's video, we are testing out the brand new ColourPop palettes that are exclusively at Ulta. We have the All Things Equinox and then the She's Got Solstice palettes. I picked these palettes up during my last Ulta haul, which I will link in the description box in case if you missed it. I figured that we could create two different looks using both palettes, one dedicated on each eye, and I just like the two look effect on the eyes. I think it's a really cool look. I've never done that before, and I figured that this was a great video to try that. Also, excuse the hair, we are not having a good hair day today, so put it up in a bun, and I figured a little scrunchie could help spice it up a bit, make it a little bit cuter. I tried a bow and it was just not cooperating. It is what it is. I'll leave my product reviews playlist to watch previous reviews, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and give this video a like. Let's create two eye looks. Now, I did previously swatch the palettes in that Ulta haul, but I figured, you know, since this is a dedicated video, I'd rather go on ahead and do swatches again. Plus, I can do swatches of one palette on top and the other on the bottom. That way you can see the difference between the two. She's Got Solstice definitely runs on the more warmer side, and it kind of reminds me of the Mar palette, but there are two very unique shades that I really liked, which are Super Stardust and Mars. And you guys will see those on the swatch, and I really want to try those on the eyes. And then All Things Equinox is on the more cooler side. We have some purple mauve gray tones up in here, and not only are we going to be testing out those two eyeshadow palettes, and as much as I want to use my brand new Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette, which I recently reviewed, I will link that video in case if you missed it. I have another new face palette, which I know, but Sephora had a Memorial Day sale, and I couldn't resist this because it is Natasha Denona, and it was fairly priced. And I figured, you know what? Let's give it a shot and see. I did not have the best of luck with the, let me find it, the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. It's very similar, how it's kind of like creamy with some solids as well. Like the solids worked out super nice. The cream is a learning curve for me. But I also recently tried the new Tati mini one. I haven't tried the big one yet, but at least this one can maybe help save the day for some creams. I have already gone ahead and primed my eyes. I used the Urban Decay Potion Primer. Could not find the one that I have for my project pan with the doe foot. Ran into some technical difficulties because my camera kept shutting off. So I'm refilming this segment. Hopefully I didn't forget any of the points that I mentioned the first time. Let's get swatching. So let's start with All Things Equinox. Kindred Infinity Sky High. Stellar Moonrise Lil Dipper. Nebula Intergalactic Alter Ego. And it looks like this one shade right here, Nebula, needs just one more over it because it did not swatch that good. And it's still not swatching the best, and it does feel the driest, but this is what the entire palette looks like swatched. Other than Nebula, everything is super creamy to the touch, and there's pigment all the way through. Let's swatch She's Got Solstice. So Serious Big Bang Quasar. Now I am gonna try to go in with another swipe of Big Bang because of how faint it is. It must just be on my skin tone, which is medium, so hopefully it can build up on the eyes. But it could probably be a really nice transition shade, also a shade that can help clean up looks, make it look a little bit more diffused and not rough around the edges. And I gotta be careful with Super Stardust because it did crumple on me from the previous swatches. Nova Estrella Super Stardust. Super Stardust, that is such a beautiful metallic foiled shade right there. Nova was also a little bit faint, and so we'll do another swipe and it's popping a little bit more. But as long as it performs nice on the eyes, I'm okay. Mars Earth Angel Chromosphere. And that's She's Got Solstice swatched next to All Things Equinox. Mars is just so stunning. That's such a unique shade, and I don't really think I have anything like that in my collection. Not gonna lie, I almost did pass up on these palettes, but it's been a hot minute since ColourPop has released something, so I just needed my ColourPop pick-me-up now to try them on the eyes. So I'm gonna start off in the She's Got Solstice palette with Nova, and this is going to act as our transition shade. And just going to be putting it everywhere, all over. We will even bring it high up near the brow bone as well, just to get things nice and established. And I did go in a couple times just to really get this shade built up. That way its presence is known. Let's take Earth Angel to deepen it. It's so weird only doing it on one eye, and holy kick up. Lightly tapping it and powder galore. And now let's take Chromosphere to deepen the outer V. Has holy kick up as well. Just gonna round it out and bring it up to the crease very lightly. Going back in with Earth Angel, going back and forth, making sure where that area meets is nice and blended, that there's no harsh line. And then let's take Mars for the lid. I really wanted to take Super Stardust, but this shade is really calling me for this look. Wow. Look at that. She doesn't really have kick up to her, but she does have some fallout because I am seeing some fall onto my eyelashes, and probably a little bit will end up under my under eyes. I'm gonna take some eyeliner for my lid and waterline. I have my House Laboratories liquid eyeliner for my lid, and then my Tarte Easy on the eyes for the lower waterline. And we're going to go back into Chromosphere to smoke out the lower lash. I do want to try So Serious in the inner corners. And it might not do much considering I do have Mars there, but just a little pop. Never hurt nobody. Definitely am happy with that choice. It definitely spiced up the lower lash part with that pop. Just to top off this eye, I'm gonna add some of my Tarte Big Ego mascara and also take my ColourPop falsies. These are in the style Honey. And then I am going to add some eyeliner to my top waterline. This is the first look using She's Got Solstice. I really enjoy this eye. It looks so weird only having one eye done, but everything blended out super nice. I did use over half of the palette and didn't really run into any issues. I think Nova was a perfect transition shade. You can't really see it anymore, but it blended out so nice with Earth Angel. I gave it a more peachy shift combined as opposed to more pinky, but Mars, I'm just obsessed. Like, I can't stop staring at my lid. And Chromosphere blended out so nice in the outer V on the lower lash, and then So Serious really gave that extra pop in the inner corner, especially on like the lower lash part. I really like this style lashes. They are more on like the more natural side of lashes. I figured since that these palettes are a little bit more neutral, to try out those lashes just to see how they look. I feel like this is how my lashes should be looking with mascara, but they just don't. Now let's try all things Equinox on the other eye. I'm gonna start things off with the shade Nebula. There's a little bit of kick up in this shade as well, and we're just gonna slab it on all over, being our transition shade. The shade definitely needs a little bit more building up to get that more purple gray effect, because at first it was going on looking pretty brown. It's a little stubborn, but once you get it on and blended, it looks very pretty. Just need to sass the shade a little bit, get it to cooperate. Now we're gonna go into Stellar to deepen it. Ooh, lots of kick up. I guess to lighten it. Such a pretty shade. I think these two shades complement each other very nice. We're gonna try taking Little Dipper to help deepen the outer V and round it out. I'm realizing now I should have taken Little Dipper first and then Stellar, and then taking Nebula on the outer V. And then going back in with Stellar just to make sure that it's all blended nice together when those two shades meet. Infinity or Intergalactic? I think Intergalactic is like a more unique shade, so let's try that on the lid. This shimmer is gorgeous, but it's a very thin shimmer, so it might need to be applied using your finger or even spraying it to help make it pop. And it had a lot of fallout. Hopefully it's showing up better on camera, but I feel like it's just not as popping as I had anticipated it was going to be. We're going to use the same eyeliners that we took on this eye, which are House Laboratories for the lid, and then the Tarte Easy on the eyes for the lower waterline. To smoke out the lower lash, I know Moonrise is a shimmer, but I really want to try it. It's just so pretty. And then lastly, let's take Kindred for the inner corner. Oh, wow. Absolutely stunning. It pretty much steals the show of this look for sure. Definitely feels really weird only having one lash on, so let's add the other lash and mascara, and then also add some eyeliner to the top. It's hard to say which eye I really like better. I think they're both unique in their own ways. Like, I really just can't get over Mars on the lid, but naturally I just want to say, oh, that purple though, because I just am a sucker for purple, and Kindred in the inner corners stole the show. But I really enjoyed both palettes. I just wish that Intergalactic was just popping a little bit more on the side. They both have that ColourPop quality and really nice blendability. I feel like more looks could be created. I did like the same style look on both eyes just because it's a very easy go-to look for me, especially when I'm doing palette reviews and demos. If I'm not creating multiple looks, this is like the style I look. I usually do that way. You can see how two shades look in the crease, how they help blending out each other, how one can round out the outer V, how one can look on the lid, inner corners, and the lower lash lines. Did not really focus on the shades that gave us trouble on the swatches. It's just something to explore a little bit more, and I definitely want to try Super Stardust in another look. It's more of a wet foiled metallic shade, so I just did not want to make a complete mess in this look. Overall, super happy with them. Can't go wrong with $14 for 9 shades. I definitely see myself reaching for these, especially in the summertime if you want to go cool or if you want to go warm. Or we could try pairing the two together. I'm going to quickly bronze using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to be taking my Morphe E34 brush. And now, let's try this Natasha Denona blush palette. This one says powder blush, so I don't think I'm gonna be messing with the cream shades in this video. I have noticed that her blushes really need to be built up. Maybe we'll try the cream side on this cheek, which actually gives it a really pretty glow, and then go over with the powder. Ooh, yeah. Okay. I see how they're being worked together now. Add a little cream to this side now. I love going blush crazy. Jigsaw would be proud. For highlight, I don't know, both of the shades are so pretty. Kind of want to try this really beaming one right here. Gorgeous shade. Still not as beaming as I would want it to, like an Ofra highlighter, but it still gives a very nice glow. I think for this look, I'm gonna go for a more nude lip. So I'm gonna take my Dose of Colors liquid lip. This is the shade Stone. And then I'm going to take the Lunar Beauty lip gloss in the shade Moon over it. I would love to know if you guys picked up either one of these palettes at Ulta. I think they also had some Luxe lips and some blushes a part of the collection. I definitely liked how these two blushes worked out better than the one that I have in the Bloom palette. I feel like there's like a learning curve or something with it because it's just not as pigmented as I would expect it, especially for the price point, because I think this is like close to $100. Half that price, maybe. Even then, it's still a little questionable when I have so many other blushes and highlighters that I really love and adore at a more affordable price than that. Comment below which eye you like better. Which color story would you gravitate towards more? I know I normally am a warm tone girl, but I am loving this cool tone eye and a nude lip. Who is she? Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and if you don't, I appreciate your view anyways, and I'll see you in the next video.